All right, get ready, because today we're doing a deep dive on, well, this idea of letting people miss you.
Oh, interesting.
We're going to be looking at a popular YouTube video from Unknown Motivator,
Okay.
and it actually features some amazing wisdom from Oprah Winfrey.
I love Oprah.
Yeah. I'm already hooked, and I think you will be too.
Yeah, this is a concept that really spoke to me. I think we all kind of struggle with wanting to be liked and appreciated.
Totally.
And sometimes I think we maybe go a little overboard trying to make that happen.
Yeah, for sure. And the video, it dives right into this idea of inherent worth.
Mhm.
Oprah says, and I just love this quote, "You were born with value.
Yeah,
You are valuable because you exist."
so good.
Like mic drop, right?
Yes.
It's so easy to get caught up improving ourselves, right?
All the time.
I know, I've definitely fallen into that trap. Have you ever felt that pressure, like you have to constantly be on to be valued?
Oh, 100%. It's almost like, we've been conditioned to think our worth is based on what we do, on what we achieve, on what other people think of us.
Yeah.
But what's so great about this video is that it just like flips that whole idea on its head.
Yeah.
It reminds us that like just by being alive,
Yeah.
we have value.
It's like a giant permission slip to just be ourselves.
Totally.
But here's where things get really, really interesting, okay?
Okay.
The video argues that when we're constantly giving, when we're always available,
Mm-hmm.
people can actually start to take us for granted.
It's so true. And think about it. Familiarity, I mean, it can breed, well, maybe not contempt,
Yeah.
but maybe, just kind of like a blindness to the unique gifts that someone brings.
Right.
It's like that saying, you don't know what you've got till it's gone.
Ooh, that one hurts. So the video is suggesting that stepping back, like creating some space,
Mm.
can actually help people recognize our value.
Exactly, yeah. Stepping back, it allows for a recalibration, I think, both for the person who stepped back
Okay.
and for the people they've stepped back from.
Mm-hmm.
It creates, I think, a time for reflection
Mm-hmm.
and like a renewed sense of appreciation.
Okay. Okay. But let's be clear here, right? This isn't about like manipulating people or playing games.
No, absolutely not. This is not a video about, you know, like playing hard to get or anything.
Right.
It's about self-respect.
Okay.
When we're constantly just pouring ourselves into situations or relationships where our efforts aren't reciprocated or appreciated, it can really like chip away at our sense of self-worth.
Yeah, no, that's such a good point. I never thought about it that way before. So stepping back is almost like hitting the pause button
Mm.
to reassess if we're investing our energy in the right places.
That's precisely. It's about reclaiming your energy,
Mhm.
setting boundaries, and just protecting, your emotional well-being. It's saying, I'm valuable
Yeah.
and I deserve to be treated as such.
I'm starting to see this whole stepping back thing less as like a strategy and more as like a necessary act of self-care.
That's a great way to put it. And when we do that, when we prioritize our well-being,
Yeah.
something really, really cool happens.
Okay, what's that?
We create the space for personal growth. We can reconnect with our passions, explore new interests, and invest in activities that bring us joy and fulfillment.
So it's not just about like subtracting things from our lives.
Right.
It's about adding things that nourish our souls and help us grow.
Exactly.
I love that.
And that brings us to a point in the video that I found particularly insightful.
Okay, I'm all ears.
The video says, like, when we focus on our own growth,
Mm-hmm.
we actually become more magnetic. We attract people and opportunities that are aligned with our true selves.
Hold on. That sounds almost counterintuitive. You're saying like by focusing on ourselves, we actually become more attractive to others.
It's true.
How does that work?
Well, think about it this way. When we're, constantly seeking validation from outside ourselves, we're kind of projecting like a neediness almost.
Okay.
And that can be kind of off-putting to people.
Interesting.
But when we are secure in ourselves, confident in our worth, like that energy it's almost palpable.
Yeah.
It draws people in.
So it's not about trying to like get attention.
Right.
It's about becoming the kind of person who naturally attracts attention.
Exactly. It's about embodying the qualities that we admire in others, like confidence,
Yeah.
self-awareness,
Mm-hmm.
passion, a sense of purpose.
Okay.
These are the things that make someone truly captivating.
Okay, I am so on board with this idea, but
Yeah.
there's a part of me that wonders like what if stepping back actually pushes people away? What
Yeah.
if they don't come back? Like, is that a sign that the relationship wasn't meant to be?
That's such a great question, and it actually leads us to another key point in the video.
Mm.
The video acknowledges that stepping back can be kind of like a litmus test for your relationships.
Okay.
It can really reveal who genuinely values you
Yeah.
and who is maybe, taking your presence for granted.
So that's both insightful and a little scary at the same time. So letting people miss you, this isn't necessarily about getting everyone to come running back.
Right. It's not about winning people back.
Okay.
It's about creating space for, healthy and fulfilling connections,
Mm-hmm.
like the kind of relationships where both people feel seen and appreciated and respected.
That makes a lot of sense. But I could see how that would require a lot of self-awareness, right? Especially if someone does reach out after you've stepped back. Like, you'd have to be really clear about your own needs
Oh, absolutely.
and your boundaries.
Yeah. The video really emphasizes that.
Okay.
Approaching these returns with wisdom and discernment. It's not about automatically just going back to the way things were.
It's almost like you're both starting like a new chapter,
Mhm.
but with all this history between you. How do you even navigate that?
Well, the video suggests, having some honest conversations
Okay.
about what's changed,
Mm-hmm.
what you've learned
Yeah.
during your time apart, and what you need, moving forward.
Mm.
It's about building a stronger foundation.
Yeah.
Based on mutual understanding and respect.
That makes sense. So it's not about pretending like everything's fine or like suppressing your feelings or anything.
Right.
It's about communicating openly and authentically.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's important to remember that welcoming someone back doesn't mean compromising your newfound sense of self-worth.
You don't want to slip back into those old patterns.
Yeah.
Where you're not valued or respected, but how do you even know, like, if the other person is truly willing to meet you at this new level? What if they just want things to go back to how they were before?
Well, that's where that discernment comes in.
Okay.
The video encourages you to pay attention to their actions, not just their words.
Yeah.
Are they respecting your boundaries?
Right.
Are they making an effort to understand your perspective?
Okay.
Are they willing to invest in the relationship in a way that honors, your growth?
It sounds like a very delicate dance
It is.
between being open to reconnection
Mhm.
and protecting yourself from, getting hurt again.
It is. It
Yeah.
is. But the video reminds us that the other person's return is also a reflection of their own journey
Yeah.
and their own growth, hopefully. Hopefully they're taking some time to reflect on your significance
Yeah.
in their life and why they miss you.
So it's an opportunity, like, for both people to
Mhm.
kind of step into a more mature and fulfilling connection.
Exactly. And the video suggests approaching this reunion with gratitude and with wisdom, making it a celebration of mutual respect
Okay.
and a chance to kind of deepen that bond.
This whole conversation is making me think about, like, the footprints we leave on each other's lives, even when we're not, like, physically present.
Yeah.
It's about the quality of our presence,
Yeah.
not just the quantity,
I love that. I love that analogy.
Jesus.
It reminds me of a psychological concept called object permanence,
Oh, okay.
which basically says that even when something's out of sight, we still know it exists.
Oh, tell me more about that.
Well, it's a concept that originates in developmental psychology, but I think it applies here too.
Yeah.
When we step back from a relationship,
Yeah.
we're essentially testing that object permanence. Like, do we still exist in the other person's mind,
Oh, wow.
even when we're not physically present?
Yeah.
And if so, like, what kind of impact have we made?
That's so fascinating. So even when we're not actively, like, trying to influence someone,
Mm-hmm.
our absence can still have a profound impact on their thoughts and feelings.
Exactly. It's like we're leaving an imprint, on their hearts and minds.
Yeah.
And that imprint can linger long after we've left the room.
Okay, that's giving me chills. It's like a whole new level of understanding the power of presence, or in this case, the power of absence.
Precisely, yeah. And when we do step back into that space, it's not about trying to erase the past or pretend nothing has changed.
Right. It's about acknowledging the growth that's happened on both sides.
Yeah.
And seeing if there's a way to integrate these, like, new versions of yourselves
Hmm.
into a renewed connection.
You got it. And the video really emphasizes that this integration requires clear communication,
Yeah.
setting those new expectations,
Mm-hmm.
reinforcing your boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
It's about creating a new dynamic
Mm-hmm.
that honors both people's worth.
This is powerful stuff. I'm starting to see how letting people miss you,
Mhm.
it's so much more than just like a clever dating strategy
Yeah.
or a way to like manipulate someone into coming back.
Yeah.
It's a profound exploration of self-worth,
Mhm.
relationships,
Yeah.
and the lasting impact we have on each other.
It really is. And it's a reminder that sometimes the most courageous and transformative act we can take
Yeah.
is to step back, reclaim our energy and create that space for authentic connection.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here, from understanding inherent worth to the power of stepping back, from personal growth to reclaiming energy,
Yeah.
and even navigating, the complexities of
And
reconnection.
I think what's so valuable is how the video encourages us to approach all our relationships with intention
Yeah.
and self-awareness. It's about understanding our own worth and ensuring that it's reflected in our interactions with everyone.
It's about showing up authentically and creating space for genuine connection, even if that means taking a temporary step back.
Exactly. And the video actually concludes by leaving us with a really thought-provoking question.
Okay, I'm ready. What is it?
Well, the video asks, what is one area of your life where you could benefit from stepping back to let your value shine through?
Whoa. I mean, that really makes you think, doesn't it? Like, it's almost like a call to action.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's inviting us to take a look at our lives, our relationships, our commitments.
Yeah.
And ask ourselves, where am I giving too much?
Yeah.
Where am I not being appreciated?
Right.
Where could some healthy distance bring some clarity and perspective?
Hmm. I'm thinking about that like in my own life right now. I tend to like overcommit, Like
Yeah.
I want to say yes to everything and everyone.
Mhm.
And then I end up like feeling totally drained and resentful.
I think a lot of us can relate to that. We're conditioned to be yes people, especially I think as women. But the truth is, saying no can be a powerful act of self-care and self-respect.
Yeah.
It's about setting boundaries, protecting our energy.
So maybe stepping back isn't about running away from things.
Right.
It's about getting like closer to ourselves to what truly matters.
Exactly. It's about creating that space to rediscover our passions,
Mm-hmm.
to reconnect with our values, and to figure out what brings us joy and fulfillment. And you know what?
But
When we do that, when we prioritize our own well-being, we actually show up as better versions of ourselves
yeah.
in all areas of our lives.
It's like that oxygen mask analogy, right? That they give you on airplanes.
Yes.
You have to like put on your own mask first
You got it.
before you can help anyone else.
That's a perfect analogy. It's not selfish to prioritize your well-being,
Right.
It's actually essential if you want to show up fully and authentically in your relationships and in the world.
This has been such an eye-opening conversation. I feel like I have a whole new perspective on what it means to let people miss you.
Yeah.
It's not about playing games or manipulating anyone. It's about self-respect, personal growth, and creating space for that authentic connection.
And trusting that when we take care of ourselves, when we honor our own worth,
Yeah.
the right people and the right opportunities will find their way to us.
So as we wrap up this deep dive,
Mm-hmm.
I want to invite you, dear listener,
Yes.
to take a moment, just a moment, and ask yourself that powerful question. What is one area of your life where you could benefit from stepping back to let your value shine through? Maybe it's a relationship that's draining your energy, a
Mhm.
job that's sucking the life out of you,
Yeah.
or simply a commitment that no longer aligns with your values.
Whatever it is, trust that you have the wisdom
Yeah.
and the strength to create that space you need to reconnect with yourself, to recharge your batteries, and to allow your true brilliance to shine.
Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive. Until next time, remember to be kind to yourself, embrace your worth, and never be afraid to step back and let your light shine.